Okay. Really? Oh. We go. Try that. Facebook were blocking us, and to unblock us, I lost sound in the process. I'm very sorry about that. Okay. Please tell me we have sound now. Sound is back. We're all good? Oh, best laid plans. My gosh. Okay. Okie doke. I will show you. I've done some fussy cutting. So I cut, because remember we had 3 of paper 6. I've cut 3 of the bow, 2 of the bird, and 2 of the feminine fob watch thing. And I've cut a heap of leaves, the pink flower, a feather, and a blue embroidery hoop. So that is from paper 6. Let's put that there. So from the fussy cut flower sheet up the fussy cut sampler, remember I cut that earlier in the week. That's all here. But from this set of flowers here, like this, so I've cut along the top, just there, and some of the tiny ones in here. So that's the sheet. So you can see when you buy the kit, you'll get this sheet. You're just going to get a full sheet of it. Sorry. Just for ease. And this is what I've got left of the paper 6 fussy cuts. Okay. Now I went ahead and did just some white. So these babies were in here. These 2 swirls I have cut off because I wanted them to go the other way. Okay, so I've just done 1 coat on A Wish Come True, the engagement ring, and 4 swirls. But 2 of the swirls I've done on the back so that they go the other way. And then I did this window, a couple of hearts, and Mr. and Mrs. This is a lot smaller than the Mr. and Mrs. on that we've used on a card before. Okay, so I'm keeping all my fussy cuts sort of a bit separate. And we're not going to be here for a million hours. So I'm going to kind of bust through, see how I go. Hello, Diana and Karen. I'll just stop Yep, it was me turning it. Hello, Paula. Hello, Di. Hello, Joanne. Quentin. Hello, TG Lovecraft. Not sure who that is, but hello in any case. Hello, Marissa. Didn't do yesterday's class as I got caught up doing the mood board inspiration mixed media piece. Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is great to hear, Diana. So this is our lid. Need something in there. And then our box has got the darker pink on the base. Let's put our box base over here. And then we've got our easel card, our base of our boxy drawer easel card thing. And then we've got our, well, that's pieces crooked in there. You can see it's all the way over one side. It's the inside of our drawer. So, and that's the front. Okay. So let's work out what we're going to put on here. Going to do a bit of I don't know about the bird. Not 100% on the bird. Not even 100% on the window. Let's just be brutally honest. The bow is nice, but it'd be... Okay. If we put a wish come true on the box and then Mr. and Mrs. on the easel card bit and we put it down on here. Okay, and let's paint our let's put some of our so invested in this box. Could not miss tonight. Okay, Dicey tomorrow. Hello, Inga. We could put some brick wall in behind though. That would actually look not bad behind the window. Some brick wall. So maybe we'll paint our swirls and our diamond ring and our words and hearts. I think gold. I think gold might be a good idea. What do you think? I think gold will look nice. Okay, and my name's Lisa, and I'm going to cheat. Yeah, so I've put a single coat of white on. Now I'm going to get a broad marker. Look at this. This is my new broad marker in gold. Now, if you're a Creative Hub member, don't forget your October special is 20% off medium paint markers, not broad. Not broad, but medium ones. I think 2 people took advantage of it today. So you just hold it down to give a good shake with the lid on. And then I'm just going to hold it down to get it charged up. And just look. Oh, it's starting to come down a little bit. I'm just a little invested in it too, Paula. I'm going to say that a paint marker actually speeds up the process. Like, way speeds up the process. Hello, Cheryl. I know it's a lot to watch. It's a lot of hours. And there we go. We're all done. Well, it's not the whole way around, but it'll come down. Rightio. So the gold paint markers are slightly different to the gold paint that we do, but that's okay. I just don't use both on the one project. Now, okay, so I'm going around and I'm doing the setting just with the tip, but I'm not doing the diamond. We're going to leave the diamond white. We could probably make it like a pink diamond. I always wanted a pink diamond. But I don't need diamonds. I do have I have a beautiful little tiny itty bitty argyle diamond that Quentin bought me when we were teenagers. It was a little pricey, but it was a very good investment. Gonna say it was an extremely good investment. I don't have it on now. I only have my wedding ring, or wedding rings, an engagement ring on now, which are all soldered together.
You have multiple wedding rings?
Yeah, I have two. They're made out of my grandma's wedding band. My two wedding rings.
So you have one from
Dad. No, they're both from Dad. One is because we actually had a legal, like we went through the whole legal process of being, how do I explain this to you? It's called de facto marriage, but you could go through a legal process to actually have it. Some people just live together long enough for it to be called that, but we actually went through a legal process. So I wasn't Mrs. Redshaw, but I was Dad's wife, technically, by law. And then we actually got married. We actually got married not very long afterwards in a church. So I have two wedding bands. And they're made out of my grandmother's wedding band. And I can't get them off. When I had my brain CT scan the first time, I had this infection that I currently have in my middle ear nerve. I had to have CT scans, brain scans, and they put this special thing on my hand because I couldn't get my wedding ring off. I got all the others off, but I couldn't get that one off. We were going to get it cut off. The receptionist told me I had to get it cut off, but then no. The doctor found a way. Rightio. Oh, I missed one. Look at that. So you're not pushing hard. We're just being nice and soft and gentle. We're not going back and forth. And because I've got a coat of white on, we really only need one coat of gold. If we didn't have the white on, we would probably need 3 coats of the gold to get it to look the same as this. But one coat of white is a little bit on the side of magic. It gives it a nice little prep. And I just use the broad pen in the white. My daughter has a pink argyle diamond in her engagement ring. Oh, that sounds nice. Always wanted a pink diamond. Hello, Tanya. How are you? I was out to dinner. Thai tonight. Oh, that sounds nice, Cheryl. Okay. So there we go. Maybe what we'll just do is let's get a little tiny bit of our diamond. Oh, that's the one where I lost the top. Diamond stickles. Okay. And we're just going to put a little tiny bit on here, on our diamond. So if you're going to add like this stickles to the center of your flowers, like I'm not going to do it until we decide we're going to do it. But okay, so say I was going to put stickles on the flowers, in the middle of the flowers, and something else I was going to put glossy accents on or dimensional magic. I would do all of that in my prep phase. So this would be our prep. We're going to actually do a couple of things tonight. We're going to do a bit of our embelly prepping, and then we're also going to do our final building and not our base construction, our building our pieces of pattern paper, and then we're going to do our embellishment. So we're kind of doing 3 things tonight, not just one. Okay, so that's dry. I'm going to start snipping, and I'm going to cut this one out, and I'm going to put it aside and remind me that I've got a diamond ring somewhere, because I could forget. And I know it's a diamond ring and it's a Mr. and Mrs. card, but you know, not everyone has wedding bands these days, apparently. Quentin's wedding ring is pretty flashy, actually. His is yellow and white gold. It's got it's a yellow gold base, and then it's got braided rows of white gold and yellow gold on it. It's very nice, actually. And he could wear it at work, definitely. He just has got so used to not being able to wear a wedding ring, because in the army and the railway, wedding rings were a big no-no. And in industry, he's just never been in the habit of wearing it. Don't know if a lot of men wear wedding rings anymore. Okay. Oops, I missed one. I flipped it over and missed it. Right, let's get rid of that. Just cut these out, get them ready. So pick which direction you're going to go like from. So you can flip it over to come in. Notice how sometimes I flip it over to come in from the direction where I've got more space. Let's do our window. I'm not 100% on the hearts, but I definitely want the window. And then, so we definitely want the window. Actually, we might cut the 2 small hearts and snip them out, because the centers come out of the hearts. Now, I'm going to leave all the tabby bits on the Mr. and Mrs. just because it's so fragile. It's very, very fine. Let's just do our 2 small hearts. Oh. Looks awesome. I didn't know the store credit rewards expired, especially since I just earned them. Weird. 30 days. Diana, they expire, and some people have got some that are expiring and some don't. But yes, they last 30 days. If you go in there, they're still there. But they last 30 days. But it will give you a hoodle along. It will tell you they're expiring soon. Don't know about your area here in North Queensland. I've been trying to get a plumber. Came back from the cruise. Oh my gosh. We have a leak in our wall between the bathroom and the toilet. Paint is peeling up. I had other plumbing problems, which in desperation we repaired ourselves. I ring and they don't answer. I'll leave a message and they don't respond. Had one come to the house to look at the problem and never saw him again. Phone calls, texts. So we have so much trouble with plumbers here. We've had some plumbers do some dodgy stuff at work and here at home. It has just taken us. We have rung every single plumber in the area to get a downpipe fixed at work. Just used them and then earned a bit and now they're expiring. I don't know if they are, Diana. I'll just have a look in a second for you. Yeah, we've had so much trouble getting a plumber. We finally got a plumber to come out because a lot refused to come out because they don't do commercial or they don't do buildings attached to body corporates or because we've got a body corporate work. They don't get on roofs. They're too busy. They only do new builds. We finally got a guy to come out and he looked at it all and he gave us a solution, like what he was going to do. And we haven't heard from him since. We're just waiting to get his quote so we can organise a date and a payment. The guy that's fixing our shower, but our bathroom's with the ombudsman at the moment. We're waiting to hear back from the ombudsman as to what's going to happen. Although we're not holding our breath because we've just found out recently that the ombudsman is actually paid for basically by the insurance company. So they take the insurance company side. But the guy that's going to do our bathroom for us, do our shower and that, and our leak, because they put a nail, the contractor that the insurance company got put a nail through the waterproof lining so it's leaked, is the tap doctor. Yeah, the tap doctor is the one that's going to do our bathroom, our local tap doctor. So he has been reliable. When he says he's going to come, he has been turning up. But he only does bathroom repairs currently. Okay, let's do this bow thing. So we've got 3 bows. So we're going to have a base bow. Let's just pick a bow. That's our base bow. And then the next one, I'm going to do this bit. And I will have a look at that for you, Diana. But I'm pretty sure, because I looked at Chrissy's the other day and hers were there still. But they do expire. So your loyalty point, your store credit you earn expires. I will say that. It does expire. So what you earn when you shop, it doesn't last forever. You do have to use it. Oh, that's 2 layers. Let's use this piece. So we're going to take, so we've got our base one, and we've got this one, and we're going to, behind this partial, we're going to put some chippy strip. So let's get some glue. It lasts 30 days, but some people we'll notice that I think we've been doing this new system for 30 days. It's worked actually really good because it's actually worked a lot better than the loyalty points because it's easier for people to self-serve and use it. You don't have to convert it to a voucher and all that sort of hoo-ha. Okay, just testing I've got it right. Yep. And I'm going to sit that on top of there. But yeah, our bathroom, we noticed it was leaking the day before Christmas Eve last year. And then the contractor agreed that it was their fault. But then his boss said, no, it's not our fault. So we've been in a battle. But we can't do anything until the ombudsman lets us do something, just in case someone's got to get in the hole in the wall. So we're not using Noah's bedroom currently. But plumbers are really hard. These bows. Yes, I have some rewards that I earned for getting the May. Yes. We had the when the council, we've had quite a few. So always put your chipboard or your sticky stuff on the back of the smaller piece. One of the new water meters, remember we had a leak because when the council put it in, they busted pipe under the driveway, and the plumber said he would, when we finally got one, they would cut a hole and concrete it. We just wanted them to cut a line so we could get a strip put in the driveway, but they cut a square and then they never repaired it. They kept telling us they were going to come back and repair it, and they never did. So I've got a square of concrete with grass around it at the moment. So there we go. So we've got a triple layer. We've got our little knot in our bow as our top layer. Don't know if you can see that. See that? There we go. Okay. So we've done our bow, and then let's do our feminine. Let's close the glue. Our feminine fob watch. So let's cut. We'll have this one as our base, and let's cut the middle out of this one. Like, let's cut around this middle bit. Now I've come in on an angle so that what I should be able to do is use, and I'll show you when I get to the end, is use the end pieces. Don't throw these bits out, because you could have this that it's sort of sitting behind something, like it's tucking out from, like you could have it that it's, you know, you could hide it behind something that it's a bow. Like in a cluster of flowers and that, you could probably fake the center of this one. Like you could definitely, and then do, like you could do like secondary tails like that. And a flower in the middle. So by cutting around this and coming in on an angle how I did at the start, I'm going to show you. We're going to 3D this. But see this, because I came in on an angle, you can stick that to a project, and all you've got to do, you can hide that it's been cut. Just stick it down as if it's perfect. Well, actually, you could put something in the middle of it and stick it on your bow, really. There's nothing to stop that from happening. Let's get a piece of chippy strip to put behind this. So we're just going to build a couple of our embellies. Oh, Cheryl, I hope you can get something sorted soon. But it has been, yeah. Quentin some days has just rung so many. And we have a friend that's recently lost his plumbing business, and he said if he could, he would. There we go. Oops, I moved it. And it doesn't necessarily have to be absolutely perfect. It doesn't actually say that it's expired.
I'll see you.
See ya.
PJs in the bathroom.
You have your current balance expires on the 31st of October, Diana, because you've used all yours so far. Some of yours, yeah. So it will say they're expiring, but they expire in 30 days. So it doesn't expire till the end of the month, what you've got. Because everything you've got, you've used. Yeah, you've used all yours. Oh, I just realised I forgot to check if there's dancing on Monday. It's a public holiday here in Queensland. I feel for those people in Ingham who are desperate to make their homes livable after flood. Yeah, they are in the same situation trying to find any tradies. Yes. Oh, I've got one that expires on the 5th. Yep. Yeah, that's all. It says expires on the 5th of October. Yeah. Maybe I need to look at that. Maybe it's the 5th. Yeah, it doesn't expire on the 5th. You've got 30 days. You should actually be able to go in and have a look at what you've got. Okay, let's get our window in our next prep thing. And I know we decided not to use the brick, but I think we used the brick behind the window because the window wasn't in our initial plan. So let's just put a tiny bit of glue. Now I'm going to put, this is really narrow, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the glue behind here, and then I'm just going to use my finger to just pat it around and make sure that I've got a bit of an even spread. You know what I mean? Like, just to make sure got an even spread. Oh, I know what else I forgot to do today. I did get my color cuts to finally save that I've been fighting with for, well, I've actually been fighting with them since the week I got back from Japan. So that's the end of July. I just missed a spot here. So I got them to work, but I forgot to put a message up in the Fantasyland retreat group that there's more chipboard. I put more chipboard up today. So I'm just going to rough cut this and set it aside to dry because I just want it to dry before I start playing with it. Right. Okay. So on this piece here, which was 2.5 by 5.25, I think we should put like blue, then lace, like everywhere else. I just think it'll look nicer. I think a bit of continuity, of vellum in the window. That would be good, Brie. Vellum in the window, but I didn't bring any home. Me and Checketh are not friends at the moment. Just let me know. But yeah, I've had a look at it and it doesn't, yeah, it's not expiring. So maybe it's the email is doing a 7-day email, not a. Oh, I know what it was. You did. You did actually have one. You did have one that was expiring on the 5th. But you oh no, you used it on the 16th. That's odd. Who knows? Who knows? Okay, so let's take this piece of paper number 4. Let's put another 4 on our little list. Got 2 fussy cut sheets. Yeah, I need to keep tabs for Naomi John. She'll be very unhappy with me if I don't. And because we've got this beautiful fussy cuts here, and we could probably use that pink butterfly, let's just cut the barcode off. And then let's cut from the barcode end up here. And that was 2 1/4 by 5 1/4. So let's go 2 1/8. Just wait, I'm going to check that. It was 2 1/2. 2 3/8. So halfway between 2 1/4 and 2 1/2. So 2 3/8 by 5 1/8. And then for our piece of lace, which is our number 1, we're going to do 2 1/8. Holy dooly. This is 8ths all the way by 4 7/8. So 4 7/8 is halfway between 4 3/4 and 5. Please tell me I have got the right measurement there. Beautiful. Okay, let's start building. Let's just build. Okay, so let's stick these 2 together, but we're going to cut the middle out of the blue piece. Yep. Because we didn't cut the middle out of the dark pink, because we're trying to create a little bit of strength on the top surface of our boxy card thing. So I'm going to stick these together. I actually thought on the way home a piece of acetate in the window would look nice because it would have been shiny, but I didn't have any acetate here, and I really didn't have a very good look either. I will be honest, I didn't have the greatest look in the world. And then let's stick these on our backstop. Then we're going to put our backstop on chippy strip. And I'm going to put some nice big long strips. Nice big long wide strips. Let me just... don't know why Naomi John has given me. I have this nice big turkey pile of stuff. It's for a project. Just picking up the leaves. I need the leaves. I have a project coming up and I need a big pile of leftovers from a heap of different projects. And yeah, somehow Quentin managed to make it unstable when he was helping me set up. But we've managed to pick most of it. Okay. So that goes together like that. And it's nice and solid. Nice and solid. Okay. And let's trim our title. We need to start sticking stuff. So, okay. Moment of honesty. When I make one of these, even if it's just an easel card for a wedding or that, I actually place things and I dither for days. Yeah. I can get really ridiculous about how I place these things. And I've got like minutes to do it tonight. So I've just got to do it. And some of our little leaves we cut out from paper number 6. Like that. Something just a tiny bit simple. Okay. So now I'm going to do that beautiful pat and stick technique, putting glue on the thicker bits. And then I'm going to pat it around to spread it onto the little tiny little skinny pieces. There we go. I'm sort of kind of covering those flowers, but a little bit of glue. And I've got a tiny flower here. And I probably need my tweezers. So it's nice to add a little bit of green. It's nature's equalizer and colour schemes. There we go. Good amount of glue. Let's remove our drawer. Put our backstop on. And see, I've got my hand inside here. So I'm going to use my hand, and we want an even border sides and bottom. Whoops, slipsies, slipsies. Right, there we go. Is that even? And then let's push this in. Come on, get in there. And we just want to push this right in, up under there. Right, there we go. The glue gives us the ability to slip it around. There we go. That's right. And I'm just going to hold that in there, that drawer, just to allow that to dry. Okay, let's close that momentarily. Let's give this a little bit of a test. And I've got my finger here so it doesn't move. Yep, that looks good. There we go. Loving this box. Thank you, Marion. Okay. So while that's drying just there, we're just going to leave it sit there nicely. Let's put these together. So this is on our lid, right? Let's stick our lace to our blue piece. This is an exterior piece to the whole scheme of things. Like, it's on the very exterior of the whole shabango. So it's going to need a little bit of glue. We're going to need to give it a little bit of a helping hand and some support to stick together. But before we get too excited, what we're going to do is we're going to line the inside of the lid. Because once we put some flowers on and that sort of thing, it's not really going to sit flat enough to add those. Put that there. Now, I don't stick this on until I've decorated, just in case I make an almighty boo-boo. And then what happens is I then feel like I need to make another one. So we don't stick that one on yet. We're just going to stick a bit inside. So this was 6x6 on the outside, right? I know we put a 6x6 piece of dark pink on it, right? Well, because it's 6 and an 8. I reckon we go, because on the inside, a 6x6 piece is going to be really tight. Remember we talked about that? So let's go 5 7/8 by 5 7/8 for our piece on the inside. And let's use our blue like we did on the inside of our drawer. Oh, we're going to cut into these. It's okay. It's okay. But what we're going to do is we're going to look at what we're cutting into and make sure I'm happy with what I'm cutting into. I'm thinking I'm going to try and keep that pink flower, pink butterfly. It's not a flower. So 5 7/8 by 5 7/8. Sorry, lady. Let's test it. Always with the testing. Yep, any smaller and it would have been too tight. And I'm making an almighty mess of this. So that's the top of our card. That's the inside. And that's the butterfly. Put that there and that there. Let's stick this in the lid. Then we'll build the top, because we know that we're going to put a wish come true on the top. This one's hanging upside down, so let's Put a bit of that on it. Do we have a group for Fantasyland Retreat? Yes. We've had a group for weeks. We've had a group since a couple of days after the last retreat, Diana. I thought you were in there. There is a group. And there's a messenger group as well. I really thought you were in there. Oh, jeez. So I'm holding it in the corners and I've got it sort of bent up and I'm just holding it above the surface. And sorry if you get to see my hair, my grey hair as I do this. Here's what it is. I keep thinking I might decide to go back and colour my hair, but I haven't. You are in there, aren't you? Please tell me you are. Must be tired. Oh, you and me both, Diana. School holidays. I'm nearly done with school holidays. Yes. I keep thinking I might go and get my hair coloured and I just don't. Mandy and I talk about it. She's my hairdresser. And then we go, nah, she'll be right. I'll survive. Right. So we did this one on this side here. And then when we do our easel card, like our easel part here, maybe we'll focus on the right side. But how does this sit? So what I do is I look at how the embellishment sits. I do think this looks nice like that. So we could do it similar. What are we going to put with it? We're going to put our bow on our box. I do like the idea of the bow on here. But I think we need at least one swirl. They're all hooked up together. So if we do like a swirl. I've spent this. Got a place for a gift card. I'm just going through. I've got lots of little bits and bobs here that I can just sort of I just had a thought. Okay. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. I had a thought. What are we going to put in this little, like, frame? What do we think? piece of lace. Hello, Mel. I dear lucky I didn't take notes. See, this is why I plan and I fluff and feather and, you know, like I get all silly about where I place things. You know, feather. I like that. What if we fill the frame with, what if we fill the frame with the bricks? Well, the bricks too big. What if we fill the frame with the blue? Nope. Nope. Let's fill the little frame with the bricks. Be nice with a photo in it, wouldn't it? With the pink. Oh, that's nice. I think a little bit of the wine coloured burlap could be nice too. Yep. Yep. Don't forget the ring. Yep. It's over here. Is it dry? Oh, see, look. Yep. Let's put a little bit of the burlap behind there, the dark pink. Let's do that. Okay. So then let's build this. Build this, baby. Leave that to dry for a minute. And then let's put some chippy strip behind our little blue tag, our sampler sheet. Sort of on the top bit of it. Oh gosh, we've been going for an hour. Come on, Elisa, get your crap together. Okay, sorry. So, put that there. I'm going to cut this on an angle so you can't see it. Oop, went a bit close to the edge there. I think my little buddy's still out of bed too. She's agreed to go to piano tomorrow, so that's going to be fun. Put this on some chippy strip. Now, okay, so with something like this, you just can't be Scroogey with your tape and your glue. You can't just put like a little tiny dot here and a dot there. You've really got to be, you know, sticking for longevity. Our feather of paper 6. Our nice big flowers off our sampler. Oh, let's put the blue one here. Then we're going to put on our diamond ring. you know. See, this could be a nice little box to keep, you know, a copy of the receipt and a certificate of authenticity for the ring. Gosh, I'm not even saying my words right tonight, am I? Just clean up the little bits of glue. I told you I get a bit precious about this kind of project. Let's move those there. Okay, now we're going to put our dream come true. I'm going to be brutally honest. I never charge enough for these kind of projects. And I'm a bit naughty at that. I don't actually, not everyone knows I do these projects. When you see the price of the kit, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's a bit of a labour of love. Oh, I don't like that on my jeans. Come out of that flower. I got a flower in behind. I'm just making sure that I'm straight. And this is why it's good that it's not stuck down, because then I can, you know, do a bit of manipulation. I think you need to make some rice paper archways, please. I'm loving these doors. I drew this one with shapes. This one's made with basic shapes, but I do need to do some I've been trying to work on some extra you know, different theme things and bits and pieces. Okay, so normally I would put my glue over here on my sidekick, but I'm going to put some glue on this bit of scrap card, and I'm going to sit it over here where I've got nothing of importance, because I know full well that I am quite likely to stick something in it. Oh, got caught. Yeah, I've got some beautiful pink doors as well that I want to do on a rice paper. Therefore, well, never something that wasn't going to be a collection, but I've been doing some stuff with it for stuff coming up, and yeah, I've been thinking that I might need to make this, collection into an actual collection, because it's been a bit fun to work with. So you can't go over the border. Like, we've got to be careful not to go beyond the boundary. And then do we put... Just going to put a tiny blue flower just tucking up here. That's just where it's not meant to be, you know. Like that. What do we think? Lots of layers. It sort of all makes sense, but you can see that this has got dimension because you've got the flower down lower. I like that. Although we might need a leaf just there. I think we just need to put a leaf just in here. And I'm nearly out of leaves, but I've still got more leaves I can cut off the 3 sheets of paper. There. Oh, that's better. That looks better than now. Okay, so I had a thought. Let's put that aside. Inside the lid with this pocket in here to put a letter or something in there. Just can't help myself. So I'm going to get my scoreboard, which is still out here from when we did the other night. Now, if we get ridiculously late, what we might have to do is come back tomorrow night. But I'm gonna do my best. So this pocket's off the sampler sheet. So you just score down, and then I just turn to the left and score down again. This is a line of pencil down the center of my scoreboard. So I just do a line of pencil down the middle so I can do things like this and line it up. There we go. So these little envelopes are great. I hope you love them. They took a lot of time, so everyone needs to love them. No, you don't have to love them if you don't want to. So find the corner that looks the prettiest. I think this one looks the best because that one's a bit crooked. Okay, hold the phone. Do we put it there or do we put it in the bottom of the box? I think we put it in the bottom of the box, not the bottom of the lid because it could fall out. So in the bottom of the box, we're going to put a little envelopey thing. And where's the 6mm tape gone? Under there. So what I do with my pockets is I do tape and glue. And I definitely burnish. It's structural. And let's do a little heart. Let's do a couple of blue flowers. And then a pink flower. Our heart. What's our little hearts with chipboard? We did have chipboard hearts, didn't we? Oh, eek. There we go. A little chipboard heart. No, that's too much. What about that? Let's do that. So let's stick our heart on. This is off our sampler sheet. Amelia Ann has been conning. Now I'm not going to raise this up. This is in the bottom. And we need to make sure we have space to fit our boxy thing above this. But this is a little space for a letter. Or a message. A document. Something important to the giver and the bride and groom. Or groom and groom, or bride and bride. That one's a bit, looking a bit naff there. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Gonna have to cut the rest of the leaves off paper 6. 3 sheets of leaves. Leaves are very important when it comes to creating. Just saying. I've got my puddle of glue over here that I keep forgetting that I possess. Where'd my tweezers go? I have made an absolute mess. You can see why I keep it all in little baggies and keep it nice and organized when I'm making something like this, because it can get quite messy and frantic. Okay, that's our little pockety thing. Just thinking about using. Oh, sorry, I missed stuff. I don't think any craft products can reflect the true value where labor is concerned. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Joanne. I actually, do you know what's the most rewarding thing for me as a designer of product, as a product designer, is watching how people use it and how they use it in different ways even than I've thought of, and create projects that are personal or meaningful. Definitely meaningful. Everyone's projects are always meaningful, but just I actually find that really rewarding, is seeing something I've made, and it's not a gloating rewarding, it's a rewarding thing that I was able to make something that made someone happy and that someone could create with, that it was easy enough to create with, and that wasn't just my silly brain that thought it was awesome. But yeah, it is just lovely seeing people create. And kids, because our kids classes now are just about all our products, our scrapbooking ones, and just seeing them have fun with our products and cut out the fussy cuts and yeah, have an amazing time. Loving the colours and papers in this project. Very impressed in how carefully you explained all the process of construction. It really is a Shabango gift. Thank you, Cheryl. I wanted to make sure that it was explained well, and Facebook have deleted all my original videos where I've done this. Now Louise was asking about one in the hub. So in the hub, it's week 41 last year is a box card, is it, or is it a draw card? I think it's a box card, and it is in October 2024. So if you're in the hub, that's there. So that's that. And then let's test it. Are these small enough? So you would put something in there like that. Look at that. That's pretty. There we go. And it's a nice little surprise. Okay, let's stick this to the lid now. Now that I decided not to put it on the inside of the lid. Oh, do I want to put something on the inside of the lid? Okay, inside the lid, we're just going to stick a couple of flowers. I don't think I'm going to use the spiky flowers. Actually, at the end, if we've got something left, we'll stick it on the inside of the lid. And we'll stick it wherever we stick it in the end. Okay, so let's peel and stick. Remember, we were talking about this needs to have a bit of strength. It's the most exposed part of the whole thing. Okay, sorry if I put my head in the way. Just going to try and get this even, and I'm holding it above the surface. So my fingers are down, my fingers are holding it above the surface. And we do have our glue for a little tiny bit of slip. So glue for slip, tape for grip. And we are homely human, so the borders may not be mine are not. I am only human. I'm not perfect, so but they're pretty close. I'm happy. They make me happy. I am a perfectionist, which makes life difficult, but you've just got to put your perfectionism in your pocket sometimes and just live with how it turns out. So there we go. That's that. Oh, bugger. I just realised I forgot to photograph it this morning in my rush to get to work early. Forgot to photograph it this morning because I've been photographing the stages. So that's our box. Opens up and that's inside. Right. This is our, that's there so far. I did think about a little frame, but I have found something else to put there. Maybe. Just think about that. Let's cut our I'm cutting on an angle, so I'm actually cutting the paper in behind the chipboard. And I'm using my scissors that I would cut chipboard with, just in case I, you know, nick the edge of the chipboard and that, so I'm not damaging my fussy cutting scissors. This bottom of the box as a surprise. Yep, looking beautiful. Box card, I've written out instructions, had the scoring written right, but for the wrong item. Oh no. We'll make it again after watching the video again. This easel box has worked out well for me. Just need to decorate. Oh, awesome, Louisa. Can't wait to see it. I love seeing what people do. I know Helen made some back in 2020 when we did it. The original one was 2020. I have to go back through and see what images I can salvage from the Creative Family Group archive. It's a long way back, but okay. These are the bits for this one, for our front. So we've got 1, 2, 3 swirls left. I don't think we're going to use 3. We've got our layers. Got our window, which needs to stand out. So if we put frame and a window, do we need this? It's not bad. It's weird, but it's not bad. Or if we put that over the top and then our bow, and we put that so we can see that mechanism. I should be using a mini design board for this, I know. I don't think I'm going to use them pointy flowers. We already discussed that, didn't we? I still want it to make sense. Pink. Need some pink. These flowers. Sorry. What's the time? 8:23. Okay, we're not doing bad. We're not doing good, but we're not doing bad. Because I said we would do the back. Getting caught up on the window. What do we think? Oh, crud-a-majig. Whoops. Sorry. Bad words. Okay. Where's that butterfly? So was this was the butterfly from paper number 4 that we talked about. I think we did the butterfly there. And let's get back. Bring it back into the fold. We've got a leaf there. Not abandoned leaf. Leaf. There's a leaf in here. You could definitely sort of lean on. So the Fantasyland paper I'm thinking of is you could lean on like you could lean on this piece and this here with these like candle and ladies and the pocket watchy thing we used and do a real peach and cream sort of one of these with then maybe a tiny touch of Fantasyland comes out on Thursday, a tiny touch of this as your dark shade. Like that'd look really nice with these ladies that are in it. Oh, I found another leaf. See, my brain just too many things, too many ideas. I really love it when I have an idea and then someone comes up with it. I'm like, yes. And then it's, it can leave my brain. I sound like I'm a bit of a crazy person, don't I? Okay. You'll see these in a project coming up. I have a project coming up where we're going to be talking about scraps. So I think that's pretty good. It needs the green. It's a little weirdness at the moment. I've only got blue flowers left. I might have to cut some more blue flowers. So let's score our little pocket, our little blue pocket. Down the middle. So I'm lining up the center of the line between the tab and the pocket with the center of that pencil line on my scoreboard. So we do need to sit this on something. Okay. So what have we got? Got a bit of this. Not big enough. Not big enough. Let's pop just a plain piece of lace in here. Now that's going to have to be like 5 1/4 by, let's just get our measurements going, 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. Let's do 5 1/4 by 2 1/2. So we're going to do it from a piece of paper 1, our lace. So 2 1/2. It's going to be a really simple piece. 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. And then while we're here, we'll just hold this a bit awkwardly. While we're here, we're going to do this strengthening piece we talked about last night. This piece that goes here. And it is going to be 5 1/4 by, let's measure it in here. And I know the measurement is 5 1/4 by 2 1/2 as well. And let's cut one from pink and one from blue. So we're going to do another 5 1/4 by 2 1/2 in pink, dark pink, and a 5 1/4 by 2 1/2 in the blue glitter. And we just did a 5 1/4 by 2 1/2 in lace. So 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. And we're going to do 2 1/2 by 5 1/4. So these two become part of our structural integrity of our piece. So what we're going to do is we're going to put tape on them, and we're really going to burnish it on and make sure we've got, you know, a good run of tape. And we're going to put a tiny bit of glue. And what the glue will do is give us a little bit of stiffness when it dries, because we're trying to make sure that this card can stand for, you know, a decade, maybe, don't know, without collapsing and getting all that saggy bagginess in the back. So this, let's put tape on the back of our lace piece. Oh, that came from my turkey pile. I think you'll like my project with my leftovers pile. Obviously, we have a lot of things we're trying to do at once. Yep. Why wouldn't we? Okay, so this is the pink piece. And when you make a card, it's easy to get to this piece. It is much easier. But this is a drawer. So this is going to be a little bit, yeah, going to be a bit khaki-handed doing this. A little bit of glue. Just run it through the middle. Yeah, I'm going to try and show you what I'm doing. The glue also gives us a bit of slippage. Let's get the tape to bond. So if I stick both sides, then what I can do is I can somehow burnish it. Oh. Hi, Lisa. I'm new here. Hi. All in chat. I just subscribed to you. Oh, hello, Hope. How are you? That's lovely. Thank you. Welcome. Everyone's lovely around here. Can't attend tonight. I'm at Annie the Musical. Oh, Debbie, envious. Oh, my gosh. Oh, I look forward to seeing pictures. Well, I won't see pictures of the musical, but I'll see a picture of you going to the musical, I'm sure. That's cool. Love Annie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort of sit this on the edge of my board, and I'm going to kind of burnish in a weird way as much as I can without damaging my card. There we go. The drawer nearly fell out. There we are. That's our strength piece. Okay, let's make our little cute pocket for a gift card. Not a used gift card. Or an expired one. The gift cards actually can't expire, so you just ring the company's complaints line. They expire your gift card that you've purchased. Only for purchased gift cards. If you win it or something, they can expire. Okay, so we're going to stick it on here with a little border, side and bottom. I'm going to burnish it. I did sort of burnish the other one when we did it in the bottom. Just be careful because we've got the glue, it can slip a bit. So you got to hold it a bit tight when you're burnishing it. And then let's add a flower. I'm just about out of pink flowers. I might have to cut some more. It's okay to go a tiny smidge over the edge. We've got some leeway. Universal symbol for scissors. Okay. I have no idea what Amelia Ann's watching. She's actually pretty good. She's been fabulous this last 2 weeks at the shop. Okay, so let's use, oh, there's no wet glue on the side of the nozzle. Okay. Let's put a little heart here, a little outline heart. Just to bring a tiny bit of our gold, you know, into our piece. You know, we don't want it just to be on one portion of our project. Thinking we put a little gold heart on the front of the drawer. I thought at length about the drawer and about, you know, putting a drawer pull on it, or it's not going to fit in the box. I've actually had quite a long thought process about it, but a drawer pull that sticks out is not going to fit in the box because it's a snug fit in the box. Yeah, I think too much. Let's stick this on. Put our fake gift card in here. And we'll have an even border at the top and sides because we're going to have a bigger border down the bottom here because that's where our, let's take the drawer out, get my fingers in here, that's where, just to push it on really well, this is where our backstop is, there. This is pretty solid here. Right, there we go. That's our little card. I think if you write a message here, we might stick something there, we might not. Okay, let's do our front. Right, so we're going to stick our piece of lace to our, I really should have used the mini design board to lay this out. Piece of lace to our blue. Blue fake glitter. I think once we do this, we'll be able to see what we should put on our drawer front. Which colour will look best. And then I think if we stick this on with chippy strips, and I'm just going to use 1/8 of an inch all the way around. And then I'm going to put a bit of a pattern in the middle of 1/8 of an inch stuff because I've mostly got 1/8 of an inch left. Oh, that's a double. We don't want the double one. Right. So we can do this with the 1/8. Just got to use plenty of glue and good glue. It'll be just in from the border enough, from the edge enough so you can't see it. So I'm not going to share our secret ingredient with our recipient for how we make our card, unless they ask, and then you just tell them. So what we're actually doing is we're creating dimension between the blue glitter and the dark pink, but we're also creating some on the card. Oops, knock stuff over. Then we're going to stick this on. I am not going to stick it to my card until I'm done, just in case I need to wrap something around the edge, bring something to the edge. I also want to work out which way is up for me. Now what I'm going to do, make sure there's no glue, I'm going to put some tape on the dark pink, on the back of the dark pink. And then when we go to stick it on, we're going to add some glue to that as well. I think I like that. Okay. So let's stick our frame on. I'm not going to fill the frame. I think it'll lose the framiness. Frame. Window. Whoops. Window. Don't go, you've got to try not to go too close to the bottom of your easel, because then it can prevent your backstop from working properly. Oh geez, we're at the hour and 40-minute mark. Are we going to be able to do this? Let's see. Do we keep going? This is our bow. We 3D'd it earlier. Oh, I like it on the join between the hoop and the window. I like it there. Okay. Let's get our dollop of glue back. Let's cut our last of our leaves. Ready? And then we'll do a big marathon sticking effort. Another one. Another one. And I've got a few blue flowers here. And a few pink ones, not too many pink ones. I like leaves because they're just zhoop, zhoop. Zhoop, zhoop. I definitely think I need like a whole sheet of these little leaves. They're just handy. I know that word's a bit evil sometimes because it means that we keep things in our stash because they might be handy, and we keep things beyond their purpose. But let's cut this pink flower in half. And then let's put the other half. Glue on that. Yeah. So I am thinking about what I'm doing when I'm placing the flowers. I'm trying to build it out so it sort of makes some sense. And stay inside my boundary. There we go. Still got to stay inside the boundaries of the card. A little blue on there. Maybe not. Little tiny blue on there. We will put a little tiny blue one down here now. And now let's put our leaves in. Let's make this. Don't have a lot of leaves, but we'll make it work. I like these leaves because either end could be the leafy end. Do you know what I mean? Like it doesn't, you know, it's not like it looks like a certain way needs to be the right way. I'm just trying to stick a little bit of green in there so they can go either or. And the leaves can go over the flowers if need be. Oh, I've left it a bit long here. Here we go. Oh, the last leaf. I might have gone a little nuts on some of the other parts of the project with the leaves. No, there's no more leaves to be found. Oh, I didn't use a bird, but I don't need a bird. What do we think? So now let's stick this to the front. I definitely think I need more leaves. Okay, so this is the front. Let's move that out of the way so we don't put our stuff in it. Yep, I like that. So we really want to stick this on. And then it'll sit like that. It's not bad. I think it's nice. I like it. It's got some beautiful dimension. Okay, let's sit that flat, and let's just get this drawer front. I think it's the last thing. So remembering, this was like, this was a dodgy measurement. This was 15/16. So let's make our piece so it's like, let's make a 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 inch piece of, what do we have? Do we have a piece of blue? No. We might actually. Let's do a 3/4 of an inch by 5.5 inch of blue, and then we'll put a little gold heart on it, and we'll find a tiny flower that's pink, a little pink flower. Let's put a little tiny pink flower. I don't know what happened to my tiny pink flowers. I think I might have used them all. I had some itty bitty ones here. Look, I've got a mess. I'm sorry. Oh, and there's that butterfly we were going to use. No, I don't like it. Okay, so 3/4 of an inch by 5.5. I am tired. So let's do the 5.5 first. By 3/4 of an inch. And 3/4 is about there. Yep. I'll line it up. Try and hold it. Hold that straight. Test it. Thank you. Daylight savings starts this weekend. Is it this weekend? I thought it was the end of October. I always thought it was the end of October that was daylight savings. Am I wrong? Or is it the start? Oh, I have no idea. Because remember, we don't have daylight savings in Queensland because we don't want our curtains to fade. Yes, that is one of the reasons they used. I was 19 when we had the referendum. Was that 18? Oh, I think it was 18. Was either 18 or... No, it was 18. It was the first time I voted. And it was in the referendum for daylight savings. And yes, I voted yes. Don't know if you're allowed to say that, but I was an 18-year-old female who drove, oh, I might have been 19 by then. I think it was 18, who was finishing work at night, and it would have been nice for it not to be so dark when I finished at like 7 o'clock. There we go. It's just fractionally wider than it's meant to be. Oh yeah, so let's put our little heart here. When we travel, Quentin and I travel, we do enjoy daylight savings actually. It gives you a lot more on your work day because you finish your work day and it's still light. Oh, that might be enough. Let me have a look. I don't know if it needs a flower. I think it might just be. Hang on. Oh, it's that bit there. Okay, so interesting concept is we probably need to put, remember when we assembled this base piece? Probably need to put the bit that goes across the back on top of the side flaps, because what's happening is this is actually getting caught, right? So I need to fix that. I've made a mistake. So this is 5 3/4. So I'm going to get a piece of this lace because I've got enough of it, and I'm going to cut it to, I just need to fix a mistake I made. I'm going to cut this to 5.5 by 5.5. I'm going to tape it. Sorry, I've just made this last a bit longer, but there is a mistake in the box. So the bit that goes across the back on the box base probably need to, of the card, not the box base of the box it all goes into, probably needs to be on top, and the side bits are on the bottom. Well, it definitely does. So this is a 5.5 by 5.5 piece of the lace, and I am going to use it to repair my oopsie. But you know what this is going to do? It's actually going to give this section here a bit more strength, because remember, we've been trying to build strength into that the whole way through our journey with this card. Now the glue is going to hopefully give me enough slip to get this in here. I'm going to put this in here. Yep, see, even it got caught. And I'm just going to line it up just inside. Stop grabbing. So I'm just going to line up just inside the edge, and it's going to be sort of evenish side to side. No, it's crooked. Let go. Please let go. Please let go. Right. Look at me battle. Look at me do battle over that. That'll do. Then I'm going to just smoothing it out a bit. Better. Look at that. Wow, wow, wow. I like how this turned out. We didn't have daylight saving. We don't have daylight saving. No, neither do we. Thank you, Di. Yeah. No, we don't either. So that's the front. That's inside. You could put another strip here if you wanted to, with a little pocket there. This is our drawer. It's lined, and inside there's even lined, which is a bit of a wow factor now, when in actual fact it's a whoops factor. We've got some paper on the back, paper underneath, and let's put it in our box, which has got the inside wow factor. Yeah, see, I toyed with a drawer pull idea, but the problem with the drawer pull was that it wasn't going to fit. So this is our box, and it's a puppy card. You could tie this with a piece of ribbon if you wanted to. So got our base, looks pretty, and our top. And inside our lid is nicely finished. We take our card box thing out, and then we've got a pocket here to put something in there. I love the colours. And then we've got our easel card, our gift card, and our drawer with who knows what in it. And there we go. All goes back together nicely. Hello, Helen. Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you, Louisa. There we go. How's that? Only took us 3 nights. A lot of hours. Well, we've done 2 hours tonight. Did I over an hour and a half last night? 9 and a half the night before. So we've done more than 5 hours. Thank you, Ree. Thank you, Diana. Thank you, Joanne. So now I would love to see what you guys do with this. There will be a kit. We'll make the kit tomorrow. It's going to take Naomi, John, and I just a little bit to make the kit. There's 2 chipboards, 2 fussy cut sheets, and 5 pieces of white cardstock, and 6 pieces of pattern paper. That's not bad. And I've got some leftovers. I do have some bits to add to my checky pile. So I've got some bits left. I don't have any white cardstock because this was out of my scrap box. So I do have some bits left. Like if I got some card bases, I could definitely make a few cards out of this. Or if I got a 12 by 12 or patched this hole, I could, oh, I forgot to write that on the list. There are 7 pieces of pattern paper. Sorry about that. Thank you, Helen. So there we go. I cannot wait to see your take on, what did we call it? Shabango Easel box drawer card in a box. With a letter pocket and a gift card pocket. So, yeah. And I think you just write here. You could stick a couple more flowers on here or a piece of pattern paper. We do have pattern paper left. But I think leave this for the sentiment or the written piece. And then just stick a couple of flowers, I think, on this side here. Just maybe a blue flower or 2. But I've got no leaves left. I've run out of leaves. Yeah, maybe woo back on the leaves on the box cover. Might be an idea. So there we go. Thank you, Helen, for the idea. It is Helen that's just said gorgeous. It was Helen's idea to do this because she thought people would enjoy this because we did this in the Creative Family group. I did show it back in 2020. And we've done some variations over the last 5.5 years. But this is definitely one of my favourite things to do. But we didn't have a drawer in it back then. We did do a drawer card, one with a drawer in it. We did this a while ago. I think this might have been 2022, this one. Or 23. Actually, no, it was 22. This one was. But the draw's too big. The drawer needed to be smaller. So we made our drawer here a little smaller. And we put some strength in this portion here. So, yeah. Going to make mine with Cutie Bugs bee theme for granddaughter. She is dancing as Queen Bee in the talent show on Sunday. Oh, Louisa, that's going to look amazing. Can't wait to see the pictures. I actually, I want to make a mini book just in the bee stuff. Just in the mustard and the bee stuff. But in all my free time, maybe it might have to become a class. But I'm thinking I need a couple of other embelly things to go with, of course. But yeah, So take care, stay safe. I love the addition of the drawer. I know, Helen. I like how it turned out. I think the measurements are great too. And I wanted to show you how we came about the measurements, like how the measurements happen through the whole thing and where we work from. I originally said we were going to work from the drawer, and then I thought about it on the fly that if we work from the drawer, then we may not have enough in a 12 by 12 piece to actually make the lid for the box, because it's the biggest thing. So we just need to, yeah, sometimes I need to stop and think. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure I told you why I did what I did as well. And I hope I did. I hope I've been very clear. If you have any questions, please ask. Definitely. So take care, stay safe. I love yous all. I have a pile of rubble on my laptop keyboard here. It didn't press buttons tonight. It was pressing buttons last week, wasn't it? Or the week before, actually. So I've just got to try and get over here. I've got an absolute mess. Amelia Ann is going to turn up and try and snabble my fussy cutting. She thinks she's getting these leftover flowers. But yeah, so take care, stay safe. Love yous all, and thank you very much for being very patient for 3 nights. See yous later. Thank you. Bye.